So this is a spontaneous reading, one of the ones we put out regularly, just asking the universal guides and teachers, our masters, the great universal masters, for some advice, for some guidance, for some information, anything that they wish to bring forward to us here that are here today. If you've found this message, it's because you're meant to be here. That's the way we think, and that's what we believe. So, if you're new to our channel, you're so very welcome. My name is Linda Williams. I reside in Australia. So, on the Sunshine Coast, which is an absolutely beautiful spot. So, I'm in the hinterland, in a little village. I live in a quiet little village, which we absolutely love. And I love getting your feedback and your comments telling me where you're from. And I try very hard not to miss any comments that do come through from Spirit. I'm not sure if she threw that out for me, so I'm going to put it there because it could be one of the messages Spirit wants to give us. But I will shuffle again and explain to you that this is the Letting Go deck. I asked Spirit, what is it that we need to let go? And of course, everybody, this reading is for me too. I'm just channeling it, but it's also guidance for me too. So I love doing these because they are very spontaneous. They're for everybody. They're for everybody and anybody that finds us. Anybody and everybody. And some of you will resonate with some of this, others of you will resonate with all of it. Whatever you want to take, you take. If there's anything that comes out that you can't really understand or it doesn't make sense to you or whatever, that's because it's for somebody else who's watching, and that's the way it is. Oh yes, well, okay, we have been given another one, so I'm going to take the first one that did fall out. So we've got two, and I'll read them for you now. These are it's a lovely deck, but some of it is hard to read. Some of it is hard to read because of the colours. This one is not so bad. So, and this one here, again, it's a little bit lighter, but you can still pick up. So we're planning on getting an overhead camera, hopefully in the future, where it might be a little bit easier to see the cards. Here's the message from Spirit. Letting go means simply to let the feeling be there and to focus on letting out the energy behind it. That is the real secret of letting something go or releasing. We have to feel it. It's no point in just thinking about it and saying, oh, I've let all that go now. We do have to experience the feeling. And it's when we're experiencing that feeling, which can be sometimes very difficult, very painful emotionally, where we have to say, I've put up with this long enough now. It's time for me to move on and not to allow this to affect me like this anymore. So today I cut the cords, I let it go. The technique is to be with the feeling and surrender all efforts to modify it in any way you surrender. Let go of wanting to resist it. It is resistance that keeps the feeling going. And that comes out in a lot of these messages in this deck. It's the resistance that stops us from allowing ourselves to let go. So we're all being told today, it's time. Spirit knows that you've got things you need to let go, otherwise they wouldn't give you these messages, no? Bring it up, experience it, feel it, say, okay, today is the last time I'm going to allow myself to go through this anymore. Today, I let it go. When the negative blocks and the I can'ts are removed, whole new areas of life open up to us. Success stems from doing what we like to do best, but most people are tied down to what they imagine they have to do. As limitations are relinquished, whole new avenues of creativity and expression become available. What this is about is it's a very strong message in many ways, because Many of us hear people when we're in conversation with others, we hear them say, "Oh, I can't do that," or "I can't leave my job because I've got to pay the bills. I can't, I can't look for another job. I can't study at my age." And we hear all of these negatives because that's what they are. And yet, when we start to say, "I know I can, I believe I can," when we start to use those affirmations, that's when we make big changes in our life. There's two very important messages from Spirit, isn't it, for us to start the reading off with, and we thank them for that. And I'm going to ask now if this reading can be opened, please. I'm asking if you could please open this reading with a message from this deck here for all of us here who are with you today. What is it you'd like to tell us about anything and everything? Okay, thank you. So, what have we got? We have got the Awakening. This is the Hangman in the Tarot. This is the Hangman. And the Hangman he's interpreted sometimes as a bit of a martyr. But we look at him a little bit differently. We look at him a little bit differently. And it's funny that the message here is, looking at things from a different perspective. This also tells us that there's a temporary standstill. This is about a temporary standstill. And it's important to be yourself. So what does Spirit say to us? Well, some of us are at a temporary standstill. Some of us feel that we're not getting anywhere at the moment, don't we? We feel that we've put the effort in, we're putting the effort in, we've been putting the effort in, and yet it's just a slow old process. It's dragging on, so to speak. And so we get anxious, we get impatient. Some of us get angry because we're trying so hard. And we get to a stage where we're not sure what to do anymore to get rid of that stagnation. When Spirit is saying to you, look at things from a different perspective, what they mean by that is the spirit realm knows, your guides, your teachers know what is best for you. They're also very, very aware of the timing of positive things coming into our lives. They know that whatever this is about, whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been struggling with, whatever you've been trying to get off the ground, whatever it is that's come to a little bit of a standstill, they know that this would be better for you down the track. This is an explanation of why sometimes we need to look at things from a different perspective. Sometimes we need to say, you know what, I have to weigh this up. Why is this happening? I've done this, I've done that, I've done everything. Why is it still sitting here at a standstill? Well, remember they're saying it's only a temporary standstill. Spirit is not saying this is not going to fly. They're not saying this is not going to be successful. They're asking you to be patient, please, and allow them to take over and bring in this that you really, really deserve and need. This is about having faith that because you know this is right for you, here's another way of putting it. You've been working on this, whatever this is, relationship, work, career, business, whatever this is that has come to a standstill now. They know that you have believed in yourself. They know you believe in it. They know you have faith. They know that you've been following your intuition. And that can sometimes make it hard when you've been following the guidance of your intuition, but you're still not getting anywhere. And I've experienced this in other things in my life years gone by. But eventually, all of those things came into fruition in a huge way, more better than I'd ever anticipated. And that's what I'm feeling now for us all. I'm feeling that the reason we're getting this message today is the universe saying to you, look, we've got you back. We know how you feel. We know you're frustrated. We know you're getting impatient. We're asking you to be patient. We're asking you to hand it to us. Okay, hand it to us. Allow us to help you to get it to where it's meant to go. This is also a message about it's important to be ourselves. It says it's important to be yourself. And what do they mean by that? Well, they're saying that we must be who we are. There's no point in trying to be something we're not just to please others. There's no point in putting on a show just because we feel other people expect us to be like that. I hope I'm putting this the right way. We need to be who we are and not be ashamed of who we are, what we are, because many of us, myself included, we're just ordinary, everyday people. We don't drive, Lamborghinis, Mercedes. We don't live in a mansion overlooking the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Many of us are just everyday people. But, we're just as important as everybody else. We're important to those people around us, but we need to be important to us. We need to honour ourselves and know that we are special. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody has something to offer. So don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to shine your light. Don't be afraid to admit that, that you do this or that you do that. Or when I was young, very young, and I mentioned to somebody that something about my psychic gifts or something, I didn't even realise what was going on. But when it came out, let's put it that way, that I knew something, and somebody asked me, how do you know that? I said, oh, well, I know things. I just know stuff. You see, that's what I said. And of course, what happened was that person mocked me, made fun of me, you see. And so that was my very first experience of that sort of a situation. I was quite young. And so what happens when that happens? Well, you withdraw, don't you? You withdraw. And then you can go for a long time, many years in your life, where that part of you is never spoken of outside of your home. And that's the way it was for me. And even today, even though I'm on YouTube, even though I have a show on my Facebook page every week where I have, thousands of people watching, I'm where I live, I'm still, I'm just Linda. And I don't talk about what I do in my studio here. I go and play cards. I do this, I do that, and I'm just myself. I'm not ashamed of what I do. I'm very proud of it now. But sometimes people can make us feel as though there's something wrong with what we do. Are you are you an electrician? Are you a plumber? Are you a road sweeper? Are you a cleaner in a shopping centre? You're all needed. So be yourself. Spirit is asking you to be yourself, because if you're not yourself, if you're ashamed of who you are, if you're ashamed of what you do, then you're not being fair to yourself and to the spirit that lives within you. So everybody has a purpose, and there's a lot of things that people do that are very, very important. Otherwise, we'd be in a bit of a mess. So be who you are. There's also a message here about being very patient. We need to be patient. We need to be patient with whatever it is that's going too slow for us at the moment. Just hang in there, be patient, I'm being told to say to you this, that the wheel is turning. This is what they're saying. The wheel is turning. Okay, the wheel of fortune maybe is turning. So now I'm going to ask Spirit to give us some more guidance for this reading it's for everybody and anybody that finds us. So I'm going to ask, please, for some more guidance from the spirit realm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, what else would you like to give us? What would you like to give us, Lord? We ask, is there any more guidance coming from this deck? Maybe from one of the other decks. I'll just do one more, see? Hard for them to throw them out sometimes, but where I shuffle, I think. Is there something else you'd like to say, or is this enough for this deck? Okay, well, let's see what they've given us, shall we? Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. And look at him, the Page of Cups. We know that he is a page who is a dreamer. So usually he represents a water sign. He can also be a Piscean because Pisceans are like that. They tend to be a little bit daydreaming, So this is about stability. This is about focusing on what we emotionally need in our lives at the moment. And we have two cards here. We also have the Four of Cups, right? And the Four of Cups is, we know it's this fella, he's sitting there and he's been working on some things for a while. And what Spirit is saying is that the things that you've been working on, things that we've been working on, the things that we've been putting into place, all the things that we've been doing, because we've got this little bit of stagnation or standstill. What they're saying is that just know that you're going to come out on top of this. You're really going to win when it comes to putting these dreams and these ideas into play. This is about persevering. We are being asked, everyone, at this moment, Spirit is saying, please persevere. Persevere with whatever it is in your life that you feel it's just not, you want to push it more. Persevere. Please persevere. You're going to overcome these challenges. We're being told we're going to overcome these challenges. When we look at the Four of Cups, somebody's making an offer. Somebody's making a bit of an offer. And even though cups are emotions and so on, this is not a love reading. It's not a relationship reading. It's just a message through from Spirit for everybody and anybody that is watching, So you're going to resonate with a lot of this, and there's some parts of it maybe you won't. But the fact you've been drawn to this video, there's something here for you. And so, look, if you are going through an emotional time where you have had an offer made to you and you're not happy with it, then what you're being told here is they're saying, don't settle for second best. You've been working hard, some of you have been working really hard on getting this off the ground. For example, some of you could be trying to sell a property and somebody comes along with an offer and you've put a lot of time into your property and all this and they've made you a silly offer. Well, what would you do? Spirit is saying, well, what would you do? He's saying, well, you'd say no. You'd have faith and trust that a better offer will come. And a better offer probably will come. This guy's not interested in this offer. So if somebody's offering you something out there, everyone, if somebody's made an offer to you of some kind and you're not happy with it, Spirit is asking you to disagree. Disagree. That's an unusual way of putting it, but you could, by that, he's saying, well, you could say, I don't agree with that. Somebody could be coming with an idea, and you could say, I don't agree with that. The Seven of Wands is about our growth in life. Wands represent the family, yes, but this is a general reading. It's not about family or love or anything. This is about, what we build in life, what we build, our careers, our jobs, our everything, what our path. And the wands always have growth at the top of them, which means that we've been working on this. This is what we're working on at the moment. This guy here, he's been working pretty hard. He's already created a lot of success around him, and so we're being told, we've all been building on something. We've been working hard and building on something, but it's been a little bit slower than we had anticipated. And so Spirit is asking us, look, do not give up here. This is not the time to give up. This is not the time to lose faith. This is not the time to say, I've lost interest. That's how he says it. I'm not going to do this anymore. It's not the time. It's not the time to do that. It's time to persevere. That's what Spirit is saying. I'm going to ask for a little bit more from another deck that I use regularly. Just going to ask Spirit if they'd like to elaborate a little bit more on this when it comes to, the messages that you want to give us at this stage in our life. When we find this video, is there something else, some wisdom that you'd like to put out there for our followers? Is there some wisdom and advice that will help them in whatever's going on in their life? I'd like to thank you for your guidance. Thank you. Thank you. Oops, thank you so much. Beautiful. So I'm going to check. Is there anything else that you'd like to bring out, please? Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to? Okay, looks like that's all in that one. So look what we've been given here. This is what we're being told now is it's time for a good old clean sweep. It's time for a bit of a clean sweep, a spring clean as such. And many of us, maybe we need to do that. Maybe we need to have a clean sweep. Maybe we need to shake things up. For those of us who are in a temporary standstill, Spirit is saying, well, maybe you need to shake things up. Maybe we need to make some big changes because we have change here. We have wonderful change. We have the transitional changes, the transformational changes. And we have this message about making sure that the things stay, that nothing gets unraveled. Maybe we mustn't allow things to get unraveled. We have to make sure too that we don't leave any stone unturned. If there are some of you out there that you need to make some big changes, or in the middle of having a good clean sweep of something because you're bringing something new in, make sure that you tie up your loose ends properly. Make sure that you get all the old stuff done properly. Don't leave it half finished. Don't leave things half finished. If there's paperwork that needs to be done and you've been putting it off, do it. Do it. Get it done. When we look at the clean sweep card, this card is getting rid of everything that's no good for us and forging ahead and going ahead and leaving it all behind. Leaving it all behind. Letting go. Okay, letting go. Letting go means simply to let the feeling be there, and so focus on letting out the energy behind it. The energy behind it. There's nothing behind that broom. There's nothing. The energy has all been swept out, and now we're going to put the leaves in the rubbish bin, and it's a fresh start. So many of us are being told by Spirit, it is time maybe to change the way we're doing things, maybe to add some new things in. Think about what we can do to get things flying again. And yes, it is important to trust, it is important to have faith, because we know that very often the timing is what has to be right. And yes, the spirit realm knows that the right timing for us. But it doesn't mean that we can't tidy things up and get ready to make these huge changes, because there's big changes on the way here. We're being told that, this is about the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. There's going to be a lot of changes within ourselves, in our belief system about ourselves. Spirit is saying that you're all going to start to feel different, feel positive. There's a lot more positivity coming in here. And things that may have been unraveled will no longer be unraveled. Things will come together. Things will come together within us. I want to ask for a message from the divine guidance deck. I'd like to ask for some guidance, please, divine guidance, to add to this story. We use quite a few different decks when we do these ones. This is divine guidance. Please, this is for everybody that's watching today. What is it that you'd like to say to us? We as a collective are asking you for guidance. We appreciate all the guidance that we do get. So is there something that you could... Oh, we don't want all those, do we? We don't need all those. So I'd like to get some guidance, please. See what you think there. What is it that you'd like to say to us? What is it that you'd like to let us know, please? Just going to check if there's anything else. This is a whole new deck, so it's okay. Thank you. I was starting to think, aren't you going to talk to me today? Okay, this is the guidance we've been given, and these are always beautiful message. And this is from the spirit realm. This is from spirit. These are messages and guidance to you to take into consideration. We could guide you, but you have at the end of the day, you have free will. And so these are the four messages that Spirit's giving us today. When were you last near the ocean? Water has a profound effect on human beings, and the ocean is soothing and calming on our emotions. The beach is a great place for soul searching. Some of us need to go close to the ocean. I'm a water sign. I have to be near the ocean regularly. I used to live opposite the ocean when I lived on the Gold Coast for 10 years. I crossed the road and I was on the beach. I'm not very far from the ocean now. I'm about 20-minute drive at the most. And I have to get there regularly because it stirs my soul. Spirit is asking us all to remember the importance of taking time out and nourishing ourselves. Now, if you're miles and miles and miles away from the ocean, we understand. We understand. Because there are other messages here. This one is about you being in touch with the seasons. Each new season brings new beauty to nature. The seasons all work together to make the most of our beautiful, wonderful world. See this season as a chance to make the most of yourself. Now, here in Australia, we're still at the end of spring, one of my favourite times, but my real favourite time as well is autumn. But I make the most of the seasons. I really do enjoy the change of climate, but then again, I do live in Queensland, everyone. it's a beautiful climate. This is about, again, there's two messages here back as we need to get in touch to Mother Nature. We need to get, if we can, we need to walk on the beach or get into the ocean. Also, you may be close to a stream or a lake or something where you can get into that too. But this is about being in touch with nature, allowing ourselves to go for a walk and smell the air. Here where I live here, if I go for a walk around the area that I live in, I can smell the trees. Around about 1:30 in the afternoon, the trees put out a perfume. Nature's wonderful, you know. There's some perfume that comes from them around about 1:30 in the afternoon, and that's mainly in winter. In summer, it's a little bit different. I've still got the smell of the trees, all these beautiful trees, and so I love to go for a walk in the afternoon, so that I can, smell all the beautiful trees. And of course, it's like that early in the morning too, but I'm not a morning person. I like to get out of bed when I feel like it. So this is about us being told by Spirit to see this season as a chance to make the most of yourself. They're talking about now, making change, making these changes, sweeping out what is no longer serves you, and bringing in what is good for you. Make the most of what is around you. They'd like to ask you a question. Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? The way we feel about ourselves has a major effect on our lives. The way we treat ourselves is a message to other people about our level of love. Being kind and gentle to yourself is living self-love. Look, this is a very profound message of guidance, everyone. In this world that we live in, and I try to keep my messages and my readings and everything very positive. However, I'm a realist and I am a spirit messenger. I give out guidance to people. And there is such a lot of domestic violence, unhappiness, and damage done to women and children on this planet, unfortunately. And I feel that from a very young age, it is so important as parents. I'd like to talk to you now as a parent, if I may. I have just been given permission to do that. Is it so important to give so much love to our children in any and every form. But the most important love we can give them is to help them to learn to be proud of who they are, what they are, and to not allow people to treat them wrong. It is so important to teach our children that it's okay to be outgoing. It's okay to be friendly, but we have to delicately get across to them that they're much safer at home, and we have to intuitively stay in touch with our children so that we can sense when there may be something out of place. It's so important. When you love your children, you give them compassion, understanding, unconditional love, which as parents we're supposed to do. But look, honestly, let's face it, it's true. Not everybody does do that. Um, when we do all that, we build a soul, this soul intuition, this soul connection to it intuitively with them. So we can sense when there's something not quite right. It's so important to encourage our children to share their day with us. It's very important. This is what my guide is just saying. This is what he'd like to point out. It is so important. And it doesn't matter how old your children are. You can start this today if you've never thought it was important. But Spirit is saying it's very important to share our children's day with them. I know people who, the minute their children get home, they start to lovingly, gently, ask them how was your day? Did you have any problems, or is everything okay? Because you know we're here. We're always here to listen. We're always here to, and this is the sort of energy that as parents, as carers, whatever, as grandparents, we need to build into that relationship so that that child learns it's okay to speak up. It's okay when I speak up, when I talk and tell them, I'm going to get understanding. I'm going to get compassion. I'm going to get wisdom. And so this is a very, very important card that Spirit has given us today from the Divine Guidance deck. It's a very important card. Do you trust the process? Everything unfolds in the universe just as it should. Trust in the perfection of the world. Even in the events we perceive as bad or negative, you are an example of perfection. You may not be perfect, but you are perfectly you. And this is again about loving yourself, about realizing that there's something magical in everyone, in absolutely everyone. You know, everybody, a lot of people get married to somebody that they've worked with. They might have met at work. They might have met at work and they might have worked together for years, a couple of years, 3, 4, 5 years, and they see each other. They see each other for about 6 hours a day, maybe, for example, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. They see and they start to get to know them. They get to know them and they see things in them that they love. They see things that fascinate them. They see things that make them they laugh because the person's comical. You know, they love that part of them. And a lot of those relationships are very successful. They're very successful because those sorts of relationships actually build a foundation. They build a foundation. Whereas if you just meet somebody and you start going out, you haven't really got to get to know them yet, have you? But when you work with somebody in close proximity for quite some time, you actually get to know them. And and you know, very often you'll see a handsome guy with a lady that may be a little bit cuddly. Talking about myself here. So, you know, you'll often see that. You might see a beautiful woman with a guy who's a computer nerd, who's got the big glasses, but he's got the brains, and they work together. And she saw something in him that fascinated her. They become great friends, great buddies. They talked, they were together, they shared things, and they became very strong friends. And it led to something else. And so, what this is saying to is that, you know, you are an example of perfection as far as the spirit realm is concerned. You may not be perfect, but you are perfectly you. And so, you walk with your spirit team, you walk with your guides. They love you unconditionally, watch over you. They share everything with you. They share your thoughts, they share your adventures, they share your sadness, they share your celebration, but they're always there. They're always there. And they believe in you. They believe in you. So you have to start believing in yourself, don't you? I guess we have to start believing in ourselves. So that's four very lovely messages, isn't it, from the guidance deck? There's four very lovely messages. They've given us a little bit of information today, haven't they, about this and that. They've spoken to us about the fact that some of us are going through a little bit of temporary standstill. We're struggling with that. Um, uh, some of us are going through a little bit of emotional things at the moment, and they're asking us just to hang in there and persevere. They're asking us to persevere, please. Know that there is, as some of you, there is a situation in your life where maybe you need to shift it out, close the door on it, and bring in something different, make change, bring some big changes in your life. And the Spirit is encouraging you to do that. For some of us, we need to tie up some loose ends. We need to finish off the paperwork. We need to get this done, or we need to get that done so we can move forward. They've told us that. They've asked us to, you know, trust the process. Trust that everything is running the way it is. Have faith. Love yourself. So important to love yourself. When you get a chance, go to the ocean if you get a chance, or go into nature and enjoy the beauty around you. Look around you and see the beauty of the world. Um, put that phone down, go for a walk, put that phone down. This is my God is asking me to say this, it's not my opinion. Put your phone down, step outside, go for a walk and look around you. Look around you. There are so many things we can miss out on. I never walk around with a phone. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than you. No, of course not. My phone is in my purse, but I don't walk around with it like we see everywhere, and I don't miss anything. But also, I don't trip up. I don't fall over because I'm looking where I'm going. But you know what I'm trying to point out to you is that as you walk around, especially in a shopping centre, you can see so many great things. You can see the beauty of a little child who's just beginning to walk and how they're wobbling along. You can see the beauty in so many things. Somebody can walk past and be in a beautiful dress, and you can see, wow, doesn't that look lovely? That person's looks got pride in themselves. You can walk around your neighbourhood and just see so many wonderful things, birds flying around, beautiful trees, the smell of the trees. There's a lot of there's a lot of beautiful things. We have the most beautiful planet. We have a beautiful planet, but our planet is struggling uh, with all that's going on. And of course, the great masters and our creator, they're not happy with what's going on because mankind is too much into war. But they step back and they watch and they observe and they try and guide us into um, they try to guide us into not taking it on because we can't do anything about it. And they're saying to you today, we know, we understand how many of you on the earth plane are challenged by the things you can't change and the things you don't like to see. We understand how you feel. And there are a lot of people, there are people protesting here, protesting there, and no judgment. No judgment's not our place. But the universe, the great masters of the archangels, everybody, they want you to know that they see all this and they understand how you feel. But they also know that there's nothing that we can do just as one person or even as a group. There's not much we can do to change it. Change has to come from from wherever it's being caused. Let's put it that way. All we can do, but this is something that's important, is pray. Send out prayers for world peace. Ask to send out prayers and ask to say, I ask, please, that the universe looks upon our planet and brings world peace, please. And if we all do that, if thousands of us were doing that every night, we would change the vibration of our planet and we would bring in what we were putting out. And that is fact. So put out those prayers, everyone. They're very important. We have two very beautiful numbers here, and I'm looking for this because you can't read this. It's too, the writing's too fine. So this is about unconditional love. We just spoke about that, didn't we? Unconditional love. Nurture your relationships, all of them, your family, everything, with unconditional love. We just talked about that, didn't we? He channeled through about the children and the parenting. Starting with the most important one of all, the one with yourself. Open your heart, radiate love, and embrace it in return. Let the essence of love, kindness, and compassion be the guiding force in every decision and action you take. What a beautiful message for us all from Spirit. These cards are thrown out from Spirit for me to read, to give to you. So please listen to what it says to you. This one is about wisdom. You have gained sufficient experience to take charge of your destiny. Take a moment to tap into the wisdom within and trust the guardians of your inner compass, which is your guides. Your perceived failures and past missteps have fine-tuned your rhythm and built the strength you need to set yourself free. What a beautiful, beautiful message. Two beautiful messages for us all today. It's been a combination of things, hasn't it? It's been a combination of things. But that's what these videos are all about. They're just channeled through. There's no real subject as such that we start off with. These are not readings for the star signs or anything like that. They're just messages. I have no idea what they're going to be about. I have no idea at all. I just do them, and I just put them out there, and in the hope that, and in the knowing, and the trust within me that they will make a difference. And if they make a difference to you, if this has made a difference to you in your life, well, in that case, it's been worth doing it. If you would like to receive notification when these do come out, you just please subscribe. Look, it really does help our channel, and we really do need to build our channel because it's a very young channel. Would you like to give us a like? Because that also helps, apparently. My daughter tells me. I know nothing about all this. And if you'd like to share this, so this is one video that I do ask people. I ask them seriously, please share this. It's got nothing to do with trying to draw people to me. This is if you put it out on your social media platform, it could reach somebody. It could help them. If you put it out there, not everybody is going to watch it. Some people might say, "I don't want to watch that." They have choice, you know. Others may watch and think, "Oh wow, I needed to hear that." And you know, a lot of the comments I get on these particular videos that we put out, I get those sorts of comments. Thank you, Linda. I needed to hear that today, or that's given me the guidance I needed. And that's what keeps me going, knowing that I've helped make a difference on behalf of Spirit. So, look, it's been lovely to spend this time with you today. I sincerely hope that the guidance here has helped you in some way in your journey, the journey that you're on at the moment. And so until we meet again, I'd like to send you all my love and please put out prayers. Please put out those prayers. No prayer ever goes unheard. I was told that many years ago by a beautiful guide. He said every prayer that is put out there into the ethers reaches its destination. And you know, if our creators and our guardian angels and the great masters could change things just like that, don't you think they would? But this is Earth. This is our planet. And they watch, they observe, and they get upset about it all. And there's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of mystery when it comes to the universe. There's a lot of mystery. It isn't that we don't have a caring creator. It isn't that we don't have a caring God. It's got nothing to do with it. It's the way that people are, the way that people are becoming. And it is a little bit upsetting at times. And that's why people like myself, we try very hard to put out some positive inspirational messages to help you to cope with what's going on in the world, but focusing with lovingness in your own life. Okay, you can't change it. You can't do anything about it. So have compassion, put out prayers, genuine prayers, and then focus and concentrate on the life you've chosen this time around, because that's what you're here for. Okay, that's what you're here for. And remember, every thought you think, everything you do, your spirit team, they share it with you. They know how good you are. They know how caring you are. Don't think they don't, because they do. Okay, till next time. Take care, everybody. All my love. Bye bye for now.